bodies, one that you've probably already had today without even thinking about it. It's called phenylalanine, and it has some truly surprising power over how your brain and body work. So let me ask you something. What in the world could possibly connect a can of diet soda, your mood right this second, and how your muscles feel after a good workout? They seem totally random, right? Well, believe it or not, they all point back to one single powerful molecule. And that molecule, our star for this explainer, is phenylalanine. Now, this isn't just any old amino acid. You can think of it as a gateway amino acid. It's the starting point for some of the most critical things your body does every single day. So what is it exactly? Well, phenylalanine is what's called an essential amino acid. And that word essential is super important. It means our bodies can't make it. We have to get it from the food we eat. The real secret to its power is its chemical structure. See that special ring shape? Chemists call that an aromatic ring, and it's what makes phenylalanine a master key, unlocking the door to create other vital molecules. Okay, so now that we've been introduced, let's follow phenylalanine on its pretty extraordinary journey through the body. This is where a simple bit of protein from your lunch starts its transformation into something much, much more powerful. The whole trip kicks off the moment you eat something with protein in it. First, your stomach and intestines get to work breaking down that protein into its individual amino acids, including our guy, phenylalanine. From there, it gets absorbed right into your bloodstream and is whisked away on a tour of the body, with its main stop being the liver. And the liver, oh, this is where the real magic happens. A very specific enzyme grabs the phenylalanine and, through a little bit of chemical wizardry, transforms it into a brand new, powerful molecule called tyrosine. This conversion, this is the whole game. It's like flipping a switch that unleashes all of phenylalanine's hidden potential. Now, this is where things get even more interesting, because phenylalanine isn't just one single thing. It actually shows up in a few different forms, one of which is a synthetic mirror image twin that's made in a lab. So let's take a look at the three faces of phenylalanine. The two main versions you'll hear about are L-phenylalanine and D-phenylalanine. The easiest way to think about them is like this. L-phenylalanine is the builder. It's the natural one you find in food, and your body uses it to, well, build things, like proteins for your muscles and those crucial chemicals for your brain. D-phenylalanine, on the other hand, is the pain modulator. It's the synthetic mirror image version, and while it doesn't build stuff, it's being studied for the way it might affect how our bodies perceive pain. This table really lays it all out for us. You've got the natural L form, the builder. You've got the synthetic D form, the one that might play a role with pain signals. And then there's DL-phenylalanine, which is just a 50-50 lab-made cocktail of both, aiming to give you the properties of each. Okay, so we've followed the journey, we've met the different forms, but what's the payoff? What does all of this actually do for you? Let's uncover the phenylalanine effect. Remember that critical conversion into tyrosine? Well, that tyrosine is the raw ingredient for some of the most important neurotransmitters in your brain. And I'm talking about the big ones. Dopamine, the molecule of motivation and mood. Norepinephrine, which gets you focused and alert. And epinephrine, you probably know it as adrenaline, which kicks in your fight or flight response. But it's not all in your head. For your body, phenylalanine is absolutely fundamental. It's a key player in protein synthesis, which is just a fancy way of saying repairing your muscles. It's needed to produce thyroid hormones that keep your metabolism humming along. And here's a fun fact. It's also the starting block for making melanin, the very pigment that gives your skin and hair their color. You know, this analogy from our source material just nails it perfectly. Phenylalanine is like a multi-tool. Your body can pull it out and use it as a structural brick to build muscle, a communication spark for brain cells, a dimmer switch for pain, or even as the paint for your hair. It's just incredibly versatile. So this all sounds pretty important, right? The next logical question is, how do you make sure you're getting enough? And maybe even more importantly, is there anyone who needs to be careful with it? Let's bring this back to your plate. The good news is phenylalanine is in almost all protein-rich foods. So if you're eating things like meat, fish, eggs, or dairy, you're definitely getting it. And if you're on a plant-based diet, don't worry. Things like soy products, beans, lentils, nuts, and seeds are also fantastic sources. So for most of us, getting phenylalanine is not just good, it's necessary for health. But, and this is a really big but, there is a critical warning that everyone should be aware of. Because for a small number of people, this essential nutrient can actually be dangerous. And that warning is all about a rare genetic condition called phenylketonuria, or PKU for short. People with PKU are born without that special enzyme we talked about in the liver. the one that converts phenylalanine to tyrosine. Without that conversion, phenylalanine just builds up and up in the body, reaching toxic levels that are incredibly dangerous, especially for the developing brain. So with that in mind, think about this for a second. Have you ever been sipping a diet soda or maybe chewing some sugar-free gum, and you happen to glance at the can or wrapper and see a very specific warning? And there it is. That's the light bulb moment. Phenylketonuria contains phenylalanine. The reason that warning is there is because the popular artificial sweetener aspartame is actually made from phenylalanine. For someone with PKU, that diet soda could be harmful. So that label isn't some scary warning for everybody. It's a vital piece of safety information for people with this one specific condition. So when you connect all the dots, from building your muscles to firing up your focus, all the way to that little warning on a soda can, you start to see just how incredibly powerful this one simple molecule really is. It's a builder, a spark, and a warning all rolled into one. Which leaves us with one final, fascinating question. Could this simple amino acid be one of the hidden keys to unlocking your brain's true potential?